Hey guys, how are we doing on this Tuesday morning? Get in there. Okay. Just let me get some of the stuff situated. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning and a little dark and gloomy, but I want to do this before I had the distractions of my day that take off. Oh, that's so pretty. Light a candle. Tarot by candle. Beautiful. So, just know that this is me right out of bed, early in the morning. Let's see what Spirit wants us to ask ourselves as a question today. Okay. What do I want and why do I want it? I will keep asking why until I reach the answer that comes from deep within my heart. What does my heart say right now? Asking why can lead to understanding. Asking why not can lead to breakthroughs. So, what does Spirit want us to know about this? So, apparently, we need to ask ourselves why there are certain things in our lives that we are, or should I say ideas in our lives that we are holding on to. And I kind of feel like the ideas that we're holding on to are not realistic. And it's funny because what I'm seeing here is that we are stuck in complacency, and that complacency can be because of I'll just pull it out. Our insecurities. Here we are worrying. Here's this outside influence trying to push you into the wrong direction. There's things that are happening around you that you blatantly and utterly know are wrong. There are things that are happening around you, and you gotta keep asking yourself until you reach the answer, like, why is this happening? Why am I stuck like this, just allowing it to happen? Why aren't I sticking up for this thing? Like, why am I allowing this thing to take place? Why, if, say for example, if someone is picking on someone else, do I say something, or do I sit in complacency because I'm worried that that devil is going to come and attack me? Why? Spirit saying that when things happen around you, you will be able to stand up. You will be strong enough to move forward. We're not going to sit in this energy anymore. We're done with this energy. This energy is negative. It's low vibrational. We do not need this in our lives. Look at her. She's like zoned out. She's like, oh, the tree, like they lost their leaves. What do I do about it? I don't know what to do. I guess there's nothing to do. Like, get up, rake those freaking leaves. Come on. Look at that devil smiling at you, poking you as you're sitting there. Oh no, oh no. No, we don't sit like that. We find the strength that we need through spirit to have that backbone, to cut that shit out. See, yeah. Recovery. You are finding yourself. You are finding the answers that you need to be able to move forward. There are things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. These things will no longer be able to happen because people are going to find the holy grail of information that they need to make it so nothing like this ever happens again. And once this happens, we're moving into creation. We are going to make such a beautiful world because there will be no wrongdoings. So what kind of world do you want to create? What things that are happening around you that you are not going to allow anymore? Who's taking advantage of you as a whole in society and as an individual? Let's find out what else we need to know. So with the Chariot that comes in, we are moving forward from what once was. We are creating a new world. We are like, it's saying, like, once you resolve the conflict inside yourself, you will be able to move to resolving conflict on the external. Right now, we are in a huge area of self-healing from traumas, from a lot of people that are here right now, especially if you're like the black sheep of your family. You are a chosen one. Those chosen ones that are here to... One second. Ugh, goodness gracious. You are here to break the whole, sorry, my ADHD is like out of control right now. Spirit's like all over the place. So you are in the process of breaking curses from your family line. And if you are the, as I like to call, the chosen one, like, you have a lot of energies that are going through you. You have a lot of traumas inside of you. And some of them you're like, where did it come from? And some of these traumas that you are in the process of healing right now could be from previous lives. Like, this stuff is like no joke. It's not something that every person can handle. Like, you were chosen. And when I say like family curses, I mean like you are holding the weight of your entire family on your shoulders right now. Every karmic, every trauma, whether like there's a huge range of traumas, every like mental issue, every demonic attachment, like every single thing, you are in the process of transmuting and releasing your family from these curses. And in doing so, you are also in the process of transmuting these external, I guess, still curses. So it's not just in your family, it's in the collective. And just like I was saying, here we got the devil. The devil is trying to chain you. He's trying to make it so you stay in this energy. He likes you here. He has control over you here. This does not have room in our lives. We are all done with that. There are some things in the world happening right now. And those things are 100% demonic. And some people, like, I don't care what anyone feels about what I'm saying. Like, it's coming from spirit. It's not coming from me. These demonic things that are happening around us, and trust me, the veil has lifted. You are going to see these things more and more and more. And I'm just going to leave it open because there are so many right now that are going on. You need to ask yourself, Am I going to sit in this complacent energy because of insecurities about saying what I need to say? Are you going to allow these outside influences around your children? Are you going to allow these outside influences to affect other people's families? Are you going to allow individuals to come in and try to control you and everyone else's lives? These individuals, every about 150 years, have been trying to do things to keep the collective consciousness down. And the reason they do this every 150 years, and trust me, we are at that point. The reason they do this is because if our consciousness rises, then we, as the human race and a society, we cannot protect ourselves. We will take everything at face value. We will believe every lie that has been told to us. And it's time to stand in your own power. And if you feel something is wrong, you do something about it. The card that came out after the Devil . Here we are with the Five of Cups. We're feeling hurt. We're feeling betrayed. Just like I said, we are not going to allow this energy into our lives anymore. We are standing up as a society, and in the process, when we allow good things to come to us, we are going to be so happy for such a long time that you will never want to go backwards. Let's see what else Spirits wants us to know. Oh my goodness. Throw half the deck out, why don't you? Okay. So, Are you a victim? Are you going to stay in the victim? Are you going to stand up for yourself? Are you going to constantly allow outside influences to come into your life and keep you small? Here you are, a little acorn. Look at all these outside influences that are staring over you, looking at you like you are a food source. Are you going to allow this? Are you going to keep this in your life? All because you are afraid of what people may think. One thing I know is when you speak the truth, it's not popular. When you speak from the heart, people may gossip about you. Because what is popular in this time and period, like right now, and it is a fact, what is popular, what is out in front of people that they are gossiping about all the time and talking about is a lie. Remember that. You need to use your intuition that God gave you. And you need to pick through the bullshit. And trust me, Spirit's not going to lie to you. Your first voice will come in and tell you the truth. Then your second voice will come in and try to talk you out of it. And your third voice is going to make the decision. We cannot, in any way, shape, or form, allow things that are happening right now happen because of vanity or status. The status that people are working so hard to keep in their lives with houses, cars. If they just realized how important they are, not this partying status of being popular. This man in this photo right here, he is the most popular person in the room. Do you want to know why? He is surrounded by the smoke. You see the smoke? I like to call that smoke his spirits. He is surrounded by them. And that is the crowd you want around you. You want to be this man because he has wisdom. You don't want to be these people that are stuck in the gossip train over their vanity, over what kind of car they drive, over how their house is, over what their house looks like. Like, you, materialistic, it comes and it goes. Who you are as a human being and as a soul is eternal. Fine, I'll say it. So, when you die, does any of your belongings go with you? Or does it stay right here? It stays right here. It gets passed to your loved ones. Or sometimes, because I'll be the first one to say it, I am going through probate. I have been for about 3 years for my husband, because for some reason the courts seem to think that his inheritance from his loved one should go to the bank. The bank should get it. Not him. The bank should get it. Why? That's his relative. Why does some banker have the right to his bank account? Because these people want you complacent. They want you insecure. They want to victimize you. Back in the day, there used to be think about it. Back in the 20s, way back, someone could write on a piece of paper, because back then not many people could write. And the people that could write, they would write their wills and testaments on a piece of paper, and it would go to the family members. Now, if a person does that, unless it's seen behind a bank who can notarize it, or a lawyer who can notarize it, it's null and void. Why? Because some external influence can come in and post claim to someone else's wealth. We are coming into a time where our wealth will not in any way, shape, or form be decided by a court whether you can get your mother or father's inheritance. That way of life is going to be done. You will be able to write something down. You will be able to do what you need to do, and no one will be able to say boo about it. We are going into, right now, as we are standing up, fighting as a society for a better life, we're on a quest, man. We are 130 million% on a quest. And what are we working towards? A better life for our children. Everything. Look. She's got the dark and the light behind her that she is in the process of fighting for her children. This is what you are doing. You are fighting for your children. So one day when your child steps up, they won't have to jump through hoops and pay a ton of money to get what is theirs. There's going to be a balance that comes into life. And here he is, enlightened. He has the wisdom. He is balanced. Here are all these external influences that are miserable, because he learned how to stand on his own 2 feet. It is happening. We are coming into a point in time, and some people look at me like I'm a little crazy, but I don't care. We are coming into a point in time where money, it's going to not have the hold on people the way it did before. That hold that money holds on people is going to be gone. There will be so much money in the collective that when people are around each other and doing things for each other, we're going to move more into a bartering system. And I swear by this, like, this is coming into our collective. And that bartering system, like, here, you need a haircut? I'll give you a haircut. But next time when your carrots come in, can I get some carrots? Like, we are moving back into the system how it was back in the day, because in all actuality, we allow money to have too much control onto us. How often are you sitting around worrying about your finances? How often are we just letting those outside influences take control with their price gouging? If we, as a society, each grew a garden and then put a garden stand in front of our house for the overage, you keep what you need for your family and then put the rest out front for free. For other families that maybe their crops were attacked by a bug. Like, if we did those small acts of kindness for each other, there would be less fighting. There would be less, let's just say it, like, there's so much greed inside our world right now that I am honestly sad to see that if we don't stand up as a collective unit, our children, like, what are they going to have to go through? I know the second that we stand up for ourselves, and I don't know how many times I have to say it, the second we stand up for ourselves, like how right now I'm standing up for myself, I'm standing up for my children. And what was it, Sunday afternoon, I submitted all my paperwork to legally homeschool my children at that table right now. See all the books? This right here, minus the toy gun on the table, is my kids' classroom. I took my dining room, put a desk in here for me so I can work on the I Am page and do my witchy stuff. But I turned the rest of it into a classroom. Like, I have setups with color and pencil stations and marker stations and paint stations. And I have a hutch over here that has some books on it, but it also is completely full with pencils, crayons. It's got my, like, just everything art supply in it. It's filled with paint. It's filled with beads. It's filled with perla beads. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. Do you know that last year was the saddest year that I had being a parent, with my child going into the 8th grade and my child coming home crying, going to school, crying, coming home because he said that he felt abused by the teachers and the students every single day? Do you know a little past halfway through the year, my child that is 100% that child that he's a lover. Like, my kid, like, he doesn't care that he's going to be 15 years old. If I'm laying on my bed watching TV, he will jump on my bed and cuddle up on me. My kid is a lover. I know what's in my kid's heart. But in saying the same, the way he is, he takes, and then he pops. And when he pops, watch the hell out, because he's got impulse disorder. So after him taking at school, some kid came up to him, tried to bully him in the lunchroom, grabbed his arms, raked his arms down my child, like his fingers down my child's arm, to the point he made him bleed. My child had enough. My child headbutted him and knocked him out. After taking all year long. And then the school, because of standing up for yourself, started treating my child bad. They didn't help him when he was being bullied all year. They allowed that to happen. And every time my child stood up for himself, they sent him to the office for discipline. And the person who stepped on his glasses and broke his glasses in front of the whole classroom got to stay. But the second my child stood up for himself, he had to leave. And many more examples. And it wasn't just the high school. My child in elementary school was choked in the classroom. And the school, because I stood up, because my kids have IEPs and 504s, to the point I went to the state. Because I stood up. They were hyper-focused on my child, and which is good. Like, that child should never have been able to stick his hands around my child's throat and squeeze until he was on the floor. And because of that, the teacher had the audacity to look at me and say, "Oh, your child was being silly around another child, and he got in their face and smiled, and he was probably about, 6 inches from the other kid's face, and he leaned down and he smiled in their face, and you don't want another mother to come in and turn your child in for getting too close to their child. Just like that other child got in trouble for choking my child." Why are we allowing the powers at be right now that think they're powerful? It is only like 1%. Why are we letting this 1% lead us like cattle? Why are we allowing them to teach our children that they're not allowed to stand up for themselves? Why? Kind of fits in our question today. Why are we accepting this? I didn't accept it. I walked in there and I had people shaking. I don't accept it. And let's say my daughter, I'll be the first one to say it, my daughter has Tourette syndrome. When she gets stressed out, her body moves. She clears her throat. My daughter has Tourette's. Yeah, she has people at school that pick on her. And there were a couple of instances when I had to talk to the principal because of the bullying. So these people that sit there and say, oh, it's not isolated. I've talked to other people that are in completely different school systems in different towns. It's not isolated. We are allowing our kids to get on the same type of school bus that prisoners get on, to go to a facility, to spend 8 hours of their day as a child, as if they're like being groomed for the work life that they will go into. So 8 hours of the day to sit in a chair. And I'm just going to say it, to be groomed to not have a voice. I'm not allowing it no more. My kids will be homeschooled. They will get the same, if not, I'm going to say better. They're going to get a better education at home with me than they will behind those stone walls. And that's a fact. Most children that are homeschooled end up in college by high school. By the age that they would be in high school, they end up in college. Because as a homeschooler, you get to work as much as you want. You want to take the summer off, you can. You don't want to take the summer off, you don't have to. You can go right to the next grade. And you can push right through. So I know for a fact, from what Spirit tells me, our whole existence as we know it right now is flipping. Just like I said, the money system is changing. The whole entire school system is going to change. What's the third one, guys? What's the third one? Medical is going to change. We are going to go back to the holistic way of medicine because holistic has no side effects. If you do holistic medicine, you can heal what ails you. And guess what happens? There's no side effects that you have to chase with more medications. And then that medication has a side effect. And then there's more medications. The medications that people are ingesting right now are synthetic-based replications of holistic medicine that people have taught you were weeds. Oh, get your Roundup. Go kill those. Yeah, you're killing medicine. You're killing what can help you. I know that some people may look at me as bitter. I'm not bitter. I've done research for about 6+ years, to the point that my kids' vaccinations after I found out the truth ceased. I won't do them anymore. So after people learn to stand up for themselves, learn to realize that these materialistic things that we worship in our lives, you should be putting that much energy that you put in to money and worrying about into God. If you put that much energy into God, you could seriously have anything in the world. It's time to stop worshiping what I like to call demigods. Do not worship people that are on TV. Do not worship Hollywood. Do not worship music. Do not worship people who are in the political world. Most of those people that are sitting there were put there, and not by the people. I know that God put me here to kind of trigger something inside people. I know that I am a chosen one. I know that I live my life most of the time without a filter. God made me this way. I tend to upset people with my words. But I know for a fact that the truth isn't popular. And I know for a fact that what is popular among people right now will not be popular. It won't. I know that the stuff that is popular, the people that are popular right now, for the most part, not all of them, at least a good 80, maybe 90% of them won't even be able to walk down the street after what is to come. So, in saying so, after we unite as a society, as one race called the human race, after we come together as one and unite, the things that we have coming to us is enlightenment and joy. He has all the knowledge he needs for a happy future. Look at the child. Like, can we just go, like, what is it all about? What do we see here? What is it all about? It's about the children. It's always have been about the children. It's always going to be about the children. These children, instead of looking to mom, see how the arms have changed? He knows. They're enlightened. They know that this is what they have. Complete and utter joy. And we got to say it as it is. Got to say it as it is. What's happening? You are truly aligning with your counterpart. But we have so many steps that we need to get through. And there is about 144,000 of people that God has chosen, just like me, to push this message. And if you do what's popular all the time, it's a complete and utter disservice to people. Okay, let's find out what else they want, because he's telling me he wants more cards. Lordy. Oh my. Okay. Put these down before he throws more at me. I swear, every time I do this, like half the deck comes out. And then I'm sitting there staring at it going, okay, can I know what I'm saying before I say it? And you guys are probably like, why is it taking her so long? Because Spirit literally threw the freaking whole deck at me. Okay, so let's see. Let's push these other cards out of the way. Let's see what came out. Okay. All right. So like 8 or 9 cards. That's why I'm sitting here like, and you gotta, all right, so here we go. just like I was saying, the ones that feel that they are in power with the Five of Pentacles are showing us that it's showing financial and emotional troubles, showing bad luck. And the bad luck that is going to happen is not for you. It's for them. Just like I said, their reign is over. The trickery that they have been casting spells on you, I like to say it that way because it just makes it more mystical. But the way they have been using this trickery to steal your wealth is over. The way they've been using their trickery to keep you in a low vibration for their benefit is over. When you realize the extent of what happened with the Five of Swords, you're going to feel hurt. You're going to feel anger. You're going to feel betrayed. Do not linger in this energy. Find your way out of it. The past is the past for a reason. We learn from it. We move forward from it. We do not stay in it. Just like I was saying. Here we are. We need to find ourselves. We have this amazing opportunity right here in front of us. We need to recenter. We need to come back to ourselves after being in those negative energies. We need to move forward. Because you have been fantasizing about what you want. And fantasizing is amazing. Here we are with the Wheel of Fortune, but it's in reverse. Fantasizing about what you want is amazing, but you need to step forward and move into action. Just like I was saying, I stepped forward. I moved into action. I submitted my paperwork for my children. I bought the books. I got a lesson plan that I've already started working on. I ordered books for book reports. Oh my God, my dogs are being stupid. I don't know if you know this, but I have 2 massive black labs. They are crazy. Like, my girls, they are Fruit Loops. They're like, they'll run full force and bounce off of furniture. Like, they're insane. But back to it. We need to stop fantasizing and we need to put it into action. Now's the time to put the things that you want to do into action. Stop looking at everything like it is scary. It's not scary. They made it so we have to jump through hoops. Fine, we'll jump through your hoops. But at the end of the day, guess what? That is one less tuition that the school gets to claim. Especially mine. I'm pulling 3 tuitions from the school system. And guess what? They get more money for my kids because of the 504s and IEPs because of the ADHD. And we all know where they got it from. Hello, that would be me. So, the next card that came out is the 2 of Cups. And this card has such a harmonious vibration. It's suggesting that right now we're in a small delay. Small. And I can straight up tell you that delay that we are waiting on, hi girls, is on you. Hi. And you need to center yourself. You need to get yourself in the correct position so we can move forward. And it wouldn't take much. But we have been so complacent in the energies that we have been sitting in for such a long time that it feels like we're moving mountains. But once you get started and start moving, guess what? We're not moving mountains. We're not. I have to say it. I have ADHD. And sometimes people who have ADHD, it shows up in different ways, shapes, and forms. And one of the things that I experience with my ADHD is that I feel defeated before I even begun. So I could have my sink empty. My kids could, because my room's on the first floor, my kids' room's on the second floor. My kids could, especially my son, you know those teenagers, they eat like crazy. They bring stuff up into their room that they know they're not supposed to. And then they'll start cleaning their room. And they'll bring everything down, and it's like I walk into the kitchen and see a massive mound of dishes, and I'm like, shit. And it's like I lose all get up and go, or I have 6 or 7 things. Spirit gives me yawns. You will realize. It happens a lot. Just like you'll realize, you'll see orbs around me. But I'll have 6 or 7 things going at once and be 100% overwhelmed. And yeah, it's just the life of ADHD. You feel like your house is always a mess because you have so much going on around you, because you need to harness that energy and focus into one thing instead of 5. And I live in a house of ADHD. My husband has ADHD, I have ADHD, and my 3 kids have ADHD. So It's a lot of chaos, as we like to say. But let's get back onto it because, yeah, I've already been over an hour. So, where was I? Oh, the feelings of delay. So, we have the okay, Spirit. We have the Hangman, which shows that you are in the process of going through a transformation, and it's emotional, it's going to be physical, it's going to be mental. Life as you know it is about to change. And so we got the Page of Wands that came out. The Page of Wands can represent like a new, kind of like, to me, it's like a new adventure. Whether it's in your job, whether it's in nature, whether it, like, just like I said, you could be traveling. Like, there's so many things in your life that are about to change that you just have to put that one foot in front of the other and get it moving. Because at the end of the day, what do we have coming to us? The best card in the deck, the Nine of Cups. He has everything he needs. He has financial. He has abundance. He has everything he needs. And you need to have the faith that you are going to have everything you need. Everything. Because Spirit is going to provide it for you. The days of being a workaholic, to have one or more jobs that you have to constantly be at all the time to survive, are going to be over with. The ones that, if you didn't have all these jobs and all these responsibilities and being kind of like the worker bee for the queen. Like, you are constantly working, you are constantly trying to supply her with honey and what she needs to make her castle of honeycombs and offsprings. But once you're a worker bee and you perish, like, it's just done. You lived your purpose. You worked all the time for someone else's well-being. We're not doing that anymore. We are going to be coming into a new life where if you want to start your own business, you can. If you are a wife and you want to stay at home with your children and raise your children, guess what? You can. Because the way things are right now and the way they have been, it isn't flying. It's not good. We have all put down our wants and our needs to fit in where society in other words, like society has like laid the path for you, and we're coming into a time where we're going to lay our own path. If you want to work 3 days a week and have the rest of the time to yourself, work 3 days a week. If you want to like not work at all and just like I said, raise your children, don't. But just like I said, we have our divine counterpart coming in. So say you're a woman and you want to stay home with your kids, like your divine counterpart will support you in that. If you have these passions and this instinct to create something new, like how I started this page, or should I say, Melissa started this page and then gave it to me, which is Divine Interaction, which we all know. I stepped into it with open arms, and it always was a passion of mine, like the craft. And just like I've said before on other videos, even if I get one view, I know that was one person that needed to hear something in my message. But we have these instincts inside of us, like your intuition is not going to push you in the wrong direction, because we are moving into our passions. There is something inside of us that before you know it is going to glow up. And we are going to be able to see us in the reflection instead of seeing what the world has made us. So instead of like taking, there's some people out there that Spirit's saying is like, when you look in the mirror, you don't feel like you're staring at yourself, like you're depressed. You're just sad looking at yourself because life isn't working out the way you feel like it should. Those days are over. And you deserve better. And one of my gifts is being an empath. And I was going to say, you feel sad. You feel sad. And when I went to say it, a card popped out. You are sad. I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but you do deserve better. This energy that you're kind of stuck in is going to change. Your grief has been a confusion. Your grief was given to you and you don't quite understand why. You don't understand why. Why something happened. I'm not going to get into too much detail. You know what what I'm talking about. The person that this is for will know it's for them. You don't understand why it happened. But you feel, with the trickery card coming out, that was just a dirty, that it's like a trick, like it didn't happen, like it couldn't happen. Why would this happen? You're so confused. But Spirit's saying, I know that you're sad. I know that you can't believe what happened, but just know that it's for your spiritual growth. Just know that everything happens for a reason. This thing that happened to you that put you in such a heavy set of grief is going to slingshot you into, I'm sad saying it, but like a heavy glow up in your magic. Just know and trust that everything that happens around you, this person is with you. And I'm sorry. That was a separate message for an individual. And in saying that, I have a lot of cards laid out in front of me. And Take the time. Work on yourself. Know that the emotions that you are feeling have a purpose. Work through them. Because we all have those tower moments that happen inside our lives that it's kind of like the dark night of the soul. It helps us even if we don't see it while it's happening. It helps us. So in saying that, I hope you all have time to rest, sit in reflection, and work on yourselves. Because the foundation that you're building right now is going to help you. Spirit has quite beautiful ways of putting stuff, but as shit hits the fan, and trust me, it's coming. And trust me, I don't like being the bearer of bad news. I'd rather do our love happy pullings. Or if I'm going to do a spirit pull, I'll do a spirit pull. But just like I said, there are things coming that fear not. Fear not. Just remember, at the end of the day, we are many and they are few. So I hope everyone has a great day, even though it's all rainy and yucky out. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.